Going to prison.
The strangest thing I ever saw. There was no splashing, no struggle. Just seeing somebody fixed up and but that wasn't it. The cover Joseph Kennedy body found one day, and they understood it was a kid
Drop by for dinner. Josh has worked up a hankering to for the family.
Was it just a series of coincidences that brought FBI agent Joseph Delaney back? Or was it his own guilt that led him back? Like the old cliche, was he compelled to return to the scene of the crime?
Gonna have to
Or was the
pass.
dead boy with the
Another
unfinished
time.
dream able to reach from his grave and accomplish
Josh and me, we cook up a meal
solve
and
the
stew, you
crime?
know? Me especially.
Is this story based on
Don't
actual
doubt
police
that
files?
It's just
Should I write it to put up with
now is not a great time.
And I will tell you whether this story is true or false at the end of our show.
But I won't take
Thanks
no
to
for
us
that
readers
suggested.
on Social Blue Cemetery who argue on belief, fact, or fiction.
one of the world's oldest occupations, that of trade. It's a profession that's guaranteed of future customers. One that's been spotlighted in the works of Shakespeare, Edgar Allan Poe, and even Stephen King. While reverence for the dead is an essential part of the work, protection deals with bad metal. Pete Ringwald is a bitter, nasty bull. In fact, the dead are probably the only people he has defended. All that. Now prepare a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Now anoint us my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And so, Gabriel Pye,
Me and my buddy Russ got a job digging graves at the local cemetery in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Right away, we didn't like it much.
Hey Michael, it's
The thing
Aaron
that bugged us the
B4.
most, our boss, Pete
Want to
Ringwald,
let you know we
was the
had
meanest
an
man
accident
I've ever met.
yesterday.
We hated working off, but we needed the money.
My girl kind of
He'd been
fell
the groundskeeper
putting
here for the past 20
groceries
years.
away.
He never really cared
Like
about
the
nothing or nobody. Especially
oven door was like halfway open, so she kind of landed on that and it like broke the whole like
Sure.
right side hinge right off. Like it's just hanging and all the glass shattered and shit. So just wanted to give you a heads up.
my bad. Return to our home. Okay.
Are you still there?
Alright. Alright, and hopefully I'm waiting for taxes to get my damn stimulus because I haven't got my stimulus yet.
Hello?
So I'm still waiting for that, and she's still waiting for her POA stuff to get done. Is there any way? What is it you need to do? You need to print something out and then fax it to me? Is there any way she'd be able to use your guys' printer and fax machine? Or... Oh, you guys don't have the fax machine anymore? He said if you could email to him, he could print whatever you need to print or whatever. But
People said he was born and found it.
says she gotta go online and find it. Because she gotta print out whatever form she's gotta print out to fill out and then fax like those copies over to DES. Because for some reason the like portal for the online crap's not acting right with her account.
It's not mine, it's a lot of people's. There's some bugs with it.
Yeah.
The hell are you?
Yeah.
I'm just an old woman. But do you like my song? It's all about you.
Get out of our cemetery. We're gonna hold back.
It's actually, I gotta look for it. There's actually a few email services that offer fax services through your email.
Awful man.
V,
Forgot about that. I have to check that out real quick. Now that I thought about that.
You already did your taxes.
No, not taxes, faxes. There's programs, softwares I could download where I could freaking do that. Like, they basically use my email as a fax machine and fax shit over. So.
Oh, sorry about the stove.
And she says sorry about the stove.
But hey, it hit me back. It hurt my wrist.
Yeah, but anyway, as soon as like taxes come in, which probably won't be for a little bit because they won't even start checking that out. I think till like the 12th. I think they said or some shit.
Yeah. So
but as soon as all that shit comes in, we'll get the rest of our rent caught up. Do you know if anyone ever came out and fixed that plastic pipe out here by the pool? The PCP pipe? And then, what was the other thing? I don't know if you guys got my messages, but who are supposed to be locking up that gate at night that you guys have all your little maintenance crap in? They cut and sold a lot.
Just let him know that fucking I've been going down there and been checking on her. He's been getting something in there and cigarettes.
Well, she wanted me to let you guys know because she's been in there walking by a few times and caught, I guess, a few of the neighbors' younger kids in there smoking pot and cigarettes.
I kicked her out.
V, hello?
What?
Alright, well, I just wanted to keep you informed. Yep, no problem, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Alright, that's fine. Alright, thank you, man.
You gonna do that?
Later.
Be on hold.
He's like, that's alright, shit happens. He'll give us a call tomorrow to let us know when there should be over, hopefully tomorrow. They'll either get a replacement part or just a whole new one. I guess depending on how bad they see the damage. And someone's supposed to be coming out to fix that pipe. And then I guess he's got to go get a new chain and lock for the gate back here because they cut the other fucking lock and took it off, I guess.
Every time I go outside, I walk that way. I always check that area because there's nothing caught in the street, right?
The old woman tried that day. The doctor said it looked like something
Got
scared.
your back, Jefferson, not to worry.
We'll see you here then.
What's the explanation?
Of course. Be
Is this
there
an
next time.
elaborate plan of revenge engineered by the two disruptive employees? If so, is the old woman in on it too? Was her spirit just making sure that her body received the proper burial? This story of the Lincoln Cemetery was based on an actual event,
Really?
or are we burying the truth out in the line?
We'll tell you whether this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, a woman becomes an uninvited guest at a stranger's funeral on Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
Books can be viewed as food for the mind. Stop reading and your brain can become anemic. Read junk, and your thinking can become malnourished. But handle your diet and books well, and your lifelong learning never stops. Florence Tyler has an insatiable appetite for learning. Although she's a teacher, she barely takes any time off because the world offers so many opportunities to learn. Her curiosity has always been a benefit. But suddenly, it appears to have created a problem. And now, she's about to learn something even her curious mind would expect.
M. Anthony Brinkstein had been a top lawyer practicing for over 5 decades. His client list was a who's who of the rich and famous.
Send her in, please.
That's why I couldn't imagine why he contacted me. Mr. Brinkstein, this is Miss Tyler.
How do you do, Miss Tyler? I'm M. Anthony Brinkstein.
Hello. I agreed to
Jesus Christ, are you serious?
I still don't understand why you couldn't tell me what this was about over the phone.
Ready?
Is this a deposition? Or am I in some kind of trouble? Or...
Have a seat. Very serious situation has arisen. I need to make several inquiries on behalf of one of my clients.
Look, I don't have much time. I have to pick up my son from the babysitter, and they'll charge me if I'm late.
I understand. Please sit down, Miss Turtle. Are you familiar with a gentleman by the name of George Randall Parker?
Should I be?
Well, you did attend his funeral at Villa Glen Cemetery 3 days ago.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember the name, but I didn't know that name. I didn't do anything. I just happened to be there at the funeral.
You often go to funerals of people you don't know.
I didn't go to Willowdale for that reason.
Why were you there?
I am a high school art teacher, and that cemetery has a wonderful art collection. Not many people know that.
I'm familiar with the collection. Now explain exactly what transpired.
Come on, Hershey. Come on.
This is
Come on, move.
important.
Thank you.
I went there to do some research for my class. I hadn't been there in quite some time. I spent about 2, usually hours, wandering through the different sculpture exhibits. I was on my way back to my car when I noticed a beautiful old chapel. It just had the kind of architecture we were studying about in my class.
Let me understand something. If you had already finished your research, why didn't you just leave?
I was struck by the chapel's old English architecture, and I wanted to get a look inside. I feel like I'm on trial here or something.
Please continue.
No, I want to know what's going on.
Sorry, Miss Tyler, but my client was rather eccentric. There are certain issues that must be resolved. Now, please continue.
Like I said, I wanted to see the inside of the chapel. The moment I entered, a very special feeling came over me, almost like I was meant to be there. It had a lovely decor, quiet and serene. It's always been amazing to me how something so simple could be so beautiful. I suddenly realized that I wasn't exactly alone. There was a funeral coffin set up in front of the altar. I saw the open casket, and I felt compelled to pay my respects to the deceased.
Good afternoon. Please, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm not here for the funeral.
It's time to begin the service.
Obviously, the whole thing felt very odd to me, but I felt so sorry for the deceased. There was no one else there to pray for him, so I decided to stay.
We are all gathered here today to say a final goodbye to George Randolph Parker, a man who lived his life by his own rules, regardless of how others felt.
So the only reason you stayed was because you felt badly that no one else was present?
That's right. Poor man obviously had no family, and I thought he might have been homeless.
Yes, well, go on.
The minister finished his service, and I remember saying a quiet prayer for Mr. Parker. I couldn't wait to leave when I was approached by the funeral director, who asked me to sign the registry. Like I said, I found the whole thing uncomfortable, but to be polite, I signed the book anyway with my name and address. Well, that's what happened, and I didn't have another thought about it until now. I've answered your questions. I would appreciate it if you would tell me why I'm here.
You were wrong about several points, Miss Tyler. Mr. Parker did have a family, but unfortunately, they all loved him. He was not an easy man to like. He had no friends. But he wasn't homeless, nor was he indigent by any means.
But what does all this have to do with me?
I called you here to carry out Mr. Parker's wishes as set forth in his will. His estate was to be divided among whomever ever attended his funeral.
What do you say?
And that you were the only person in attendance. You would be the sole recipient of his entire estate. Mr. Parker's net worth at the time of his death was $34 million. Congratulations, Miss Tyler. I believe that now you can pay your babysitters overtime.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my dear. Thank you.
By the way, M. Anthony Brinksman is now my personal attorney.
Florence Tyler became a rich woman purely by habit. Was it her own intellectual curiosity that drew her to people that day? Or was she lured there by something? Could it have been the strength of a dead man's spirit that called Florence to the funeral service? Was this hated man in life trying to redeem himself from death? If you believe this story, will it leave you something of substance to hold on to, or will you merely inherit it?
Next, you will find out which of our stories are fact and which are fiction. When beyond belief, fact or fiction returns.
And now it's time to find out which of our stories tonight are totally made up and which are inspired by actual events. Let's take another look at the story of the Phantom motorcycle. Was this one fact or fiction? Our research on this one
Why the
shows that
fuck is that room so goddamn dark?
Southwest of the mid-60s. It's true.
Fucking retarded, dude.
What do you make of the tale about the pool hall and the legendary player who turned out to be blind?
Muslim man, what do you care? Can you beat me?
I am Nikki. You can't lose. It's 50 grand.
You're on, aren't you? There's just one condition. I want to change his cue.
Did this one have the feel of reality to you? It did. It was absolute fiction. Let's take another look at the story of the FBI agent who made a surprise confession at the scene of a murder he committed. Fact or fiction?
You set me up. What? You murdered Tommy.
I needed the money. He fought back.
Give me the weapon, son.
The story of the sleepy little town was a crime committed by outriders on you. It's false. What was your opinion of the insensitive gravedigger who was buried by his evil deeds? Fact or fancy? You guessed this one was inspired by real events. You're right. It happened on the southeast coast in the late 80s. Now let's take another look at the story of the young woman who became the only mourner at the funeral of a stranger. True or false?
What do you say?
And that you were the only person in attendance. You would be the sole recipient of his entire estate. Mr. Parker's net worth at the time of his death was $34 million.
This story of the woman who inherited an unexpected fortune was inspired by an actual event that took place in post-World War II. Could you trust your senses tonight? Did things turn out to be as they seemed to be? Or were your senses blunted by circumstances that were beyond sensory perception, beyond logic, in fact, beyond belief? Jonathan.
The story entitled Grave Digger's Nemesis is true, based upon first-hand research conducted by author Robert Trelens. For Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, this is Don LaFontaine. Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. Hosted by Jonathan Frakes. Tonight, your challenge is to separate what is true from what is false. 5 stories, some real, some fake. Can you judge which are fact and which fiction? To find out, you must enter a world of both truth and deception. A world that is beyond belief.
The truth is often difficult to recognize. Take the solution. Hidden among this confusion of lines is the outline of a bird. Yet it's impossible to see. But by simply sliding this glass plate, our bird begins to fly for our eyes. This example can apply to our stories tonight. Remember, some stories are inspired by actual events, while others are totally made up, like the bird. Their reality may be hidden from sight. Be on the alert. They capture truth in flight. All you have to do is look between the lines. These are the inner workings of a typical computer.
Okay, come inside.
How can this arrangement of circuits and wires produce everything three-dimensional through email? Is this really just hardware? Or as in the world of physical science, where there's some unexplained mysteries in the field of computer science?
Right about now, Hanako
Richard
is the
Austin loves
famous missing
computers.
person
That's
in
why
the
Vicky
world.
can't afford to buy him a new.
I am aware.
What she does next will have a profound effect on both her life
Every
and the life
Arasaka
of others.
soldier is on our
It's not going to
trail.
stop there.
You're right. Let us
I
not
went
waste
against
any
my
time.
best instincts on Richard's 30th birthday. I bought him a previously
I
owned
offer
computer.
you something.
I knew it would make Richard happy,
Hanako
but
Arasaka.
he wasn't so sure about me.
A cup of fucking tea. Yes, she respectfully declined.
It's great, Vicky.
Right?
Tell her the truth about the Yogino. No embarrassment. And state your terms clearly.
Set it up right now.
Perhaps
For
the
now,
real
I need
serious.
reservations for dinner. We'll order in.
A special birthday dinner just for the two of us.
I guess I couldn't blame him. Even though the computer was used, it's much more sophisticated than the one Richard had before. My gift was a big hit. That was just the beginning. He spent the rest of the day and well into the evening setting up all his old programs and a few new ones. Richard, the food is getting cold.
I can't believe how fast this thing
Yorinobu's the murderer. He
I was
strangled
afraid
your
he'd become
father.
obsessive about it.
I saw it with my own eyes.
Wow, look at it go.
You must be mad to think I will listen
That
to
night,
such
I'm
nonsense.
prepared to do battle with my new electronic rod. Richard, that's enough. Go to bed, it's your birthday.
What? Did you say something, honey?
Mad.
Come to
Got no
bed.
idea, lady. Got a voice in my head, see? An engram. One of your
It's got
personality
so many
constructs.
features. Why would anybody sell this? This is a great computer.
Yeah.
I
I
just
stole
put all
a
my
relic
student
you went over
files
and
on
tried
it.
to peddle off
It's
on
gonna save you so
Netwatch.
much time in school.
While I was making my escape, I got a bullet to the brain. Relic
Great,
saved
full
me.
warning.
Now, the damn
Don't
thing's
be sudden,
killing
I
me.
fall asleep.
Just
I gotta stop
give
it.
me 5 more minutes.
Hanako-sama, this is living proof of the terrible crime
5
your
more
brother
minutes turn
committed.
into hours.
We can confirm every word he speaks, if only you will help him with the relic. Hanako-sama.
2 a.m. How'd it get so late?
Did you hear that? Go and check.
What was that?
The computer came back on by itself.
By itself.
Yeah, I turned it off.
Bad feeling about
I was coming to bed and it just popped back on.
Or the kill. Richard,
Last chance to get the fuck out of here.
Can't leave him.
Forget him, guy's toast. Unless you want to
I should have
wind
told
up like
Richard
him.
about the Paris face. Something that was just imagining. What happened the next morning showed me I wasn't imagining things after all.
Well, it checks out fine. There's nothing wrong with Starbucks. Of course not. I knew it wouldn't act up a repair guy here. I'm telling you, I turned it off and it came back on twice. Well, it's staying on now. There it is. You did something wrong.
What's it doing?
I don't know. I've never seen anything like this. It's a hieroglyphic. What's going on? That's weird. How can I get mail? It's probably just stuff. It can't be. I had to motivate it. Your mailbox seems to be working. You're quite much in there.
Go, go, go!
What should I do? Dr. Stafford. That's the guy that sells the system here. Alright. Maybe it could be a stressful year. I was trying to make a decision where I wanted to play college football at. I just felt like no one was there for me back to it. And I would pull out the day. It was not helping me tell me. It was canceling out my ability to anything for me that negatively impacted my performance. I was at the gym one day and I walked out and it felt like someone put a 500-pound weight on my chest. And now I realized what because it's not my good for the rest of my life. Time for the ultimate Sleep Number event on the Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed. Can I help with scoring?
I did my friends this morning.
Exactly. No problem. And done. And now save 50%. Sleep Number 360 limited edition Smart Bed Plus 0 to 10 inches for 24 months. Only for a limited time. In the middle of our street, in the middle of our... This is a shout out to all living room electrics, backyard food campers, all limited trainers, patio portion controllers, and man cave meditators for making getting fit at home work, and to the thousands of new people joining us every day for fitness, nutrition, relaxation, and support. Welcome to Beachbody. Make yourself at home. The archaeologist said he was going away on a date. Egypt, attraction demons too. Please help me. We
call the State Department and have them get in touch with the Egyptians.
Ask Dr. Stadler how much time he's got left on his laptop battery. I don't know anything anymore.
Don't you fucking dare float off. Not now. Come on, gotta get the fuck out of the city.
After a reported incident, Dr. David Statler was found and rescued from Cubans 2. There was no computer anywhere in sight.
I think they make these motels especially for
The rescue of Dr.
fuck-ups
David
like us.
Statler has been documented.
AC's busted,
But one
dirty
question
needles
still
under the
remains.
mattress, shit
How
in
was
the
the
closet.
doctor able to send email without a computer? Does the mind have enough power to send out
No,
a
for
signal
real.
that can be
Who
received
fucking
from cyberspace?
We're a couple miles
Is there such a
outside
thing as
Night City.
ESP mail?
Someone leaving
How do you
town just
explain the
keeps driving.
hieroglyphics that appear
Somebody
on the screen?
going there sleeps in the damn
Were
city.
Dr. Statler's
What
thoughts
good's a motel
somehow
in the
being
middle of
channeled by
nowhere?
the spirit of the factory? And now, the decision is
I'll
yours.
tell you.
Yep.
To reprogram the
Two
truth of this
fucking
tale,
losers.
or is it merely
I thought we were screwed
garbage
when
in,
Gora
garbage out?
kidnapped Hanako.
I wouldn't tell you whether this story is true or false at the end of our show.
You
Next,
think you just
hallucinations
stepped
of
in shit.
murder, haunt, and
Actually,
accident
fell
victim
head
on the
first
yacht
into a
Fact
cesspit.
or fiction.
Anyone knocks, blast
You're
the
the
fucking
favorite method
door.
of falling
No
asleep.
warning.
Some
Not
prefer
keen on us
hot
ending up
chocolate
like
and tea.
Takamura.
Others take a warm bath, listen to music, read.
Hear that?
But as you can see by the number of sleep that
At
available
this
in
hour, in this
drugstores,
place?
sleep doesn't come easy to millions of people.
Fuck.
Jeff is
Just
having
one.
lots of trouble sleeping these days. He can't figure out
Finger on
why.
the trig, V.
His dreams are filled with haunting images of unexplained violent acts. His waking moments are about to be filled with real nightmares.
I'd been living with Katie for about 6 months. I was happy and comfortable with our relationship, but nothing prepared me for what was in store. I'd been in a serious motorcycle accident and spent the last 2 weeks in the hospital recovering from my injuries.
Don't touch
The
that
doctor said
door.
I was going to be fine, but I noticed a complete
Who's
turnaround
there?
when I first met. I finally told
I
Katie
said,
that I was
who's there?
not a man and murder.
What the whole motel?
Listen to me and these dreams, but they were so real, they left me shaking.
All right, gonna let you in.
Michael,
Finally.
you said they'll be using that story you
On the
did
wall,
before
is
the
that
accident.
blood?
Yeah. Knocked the last star off this dump. So, you were saying, got a message?
Hot tomato soup.
Right here.
Yes, yeah,
Good for salt.
What'll start?
Daddy said so.
It's a doll.
Why would we have said
You gotta snap out of
I'm
this.
sorry, Katie. I know. I'm trying. I really am. I really am.
I must make one thing clear. I still think you are mad,
Hanako. That you?
but I can fool myself no longer. I believe you.
Would you try to eat something?
Damn shame you didn't believe me earlier. Goro might have still been alive.
If you invoke his name, remember he did everything for this conversation to happen. That demands respect. You're a man who planted a tanto in the corporation's very heart. I must act while the wound is fresh, and you will help me. You are living proof of his quiet treason.
You're gonna help me first.
Perhaps
Freshy
you do not
is a booby butt.
We must act
Freshy is a booby
Well,
butt.
I'm pretty tight on time.
Why did you get down?
Dying, in fact. My dead body would make for a pretty lame-ass witness.
How'd you get down there?
I understand.
Want to know everything you know about Mikoshi.
Mikoshi, one of my father's flagship projects.
Looked like I was
A
there.
data
Much more
fortress
thing.
with
Same man that I
servers
saw
situated on orbital stations all around Earth.
It's horrible.
Think of it as an archive of personality constructs, digitized psyches.
Try a prison.
A matter of perspective. In any case, that is not where you will find salvation.
Yeah, it's your
Not
turn.
without extensive knowledge of the relic and the construct creation procedure. Is there a problem?
I know this is going to sound strange. The hallucination started right after I had that foot transfusion. There was something in the blood. Something evil. And it takes possession of my mind.
Jeff, that's crazy. A blood transfusion can't do that.
I know. I know. But something's wrong, Katie. Something's wrong.
Where are you going? Did I say you could go anywhere? Nobody does. I said you could stay right here and get all the levels. Yes, I said you could stay right here and get all the levels.
Is there a problem?
Oh, yeah.
Was murdered less than
Just like your dad.
I
only want to come out with his coat. Out of all his babies, I only want to come out like his coat.
What's the matter, pretty girl?
Green dreams, it seems are coming true. When the rain in your mind takes a toll, you stand
Is there a problem?
Love you.
It's her, Katie. It's the same woman I saw being murdered.
Are you sure?
Something is trying to kill her. It's because I have his blood inside me. After reading that story in the newspaper, I became obsessed with finding out if my blood donor was. I learned a few dirty tricks while I was in college. One of them was how to hack into databases.
That's when I got cruiser for like a
But
year.
after lots of tries, I came close to breaking into the
Is
file.
there a problem?
It was always a challenge to find the right combination.
Mine got put on put it away.
I got it. That's my blood donor. Old Jermaine, 1201 Norwell Boulevard.
Hey, pretty girl.
Just listen a mile from here.
Yeah. We're scared, Jeff. We should call the police.
No. Not until I'm absolutely sure it's the same man. It's him. Please, call police.
Is there a problem?
There was a woman walking alone. Luckily, I was watching Jermaine's entry. Jermaine! Little Jermaine died in his sleep, stabbed in the front by his own knife. I was called a hero for saving a young woman's life and stopping a killing by his death. But I'm no hero. It was something I had to do. Something that was in my blood.
Sorry,
The
son.
donated blood of the killer wasn't in the murder's recipient's life.
So Aaron's like,
Sometimes
that's fucked up, man. I'm good for the jail, bro.
Then again, a detective just hallucinated. But why did those hallucinations start right after the blood test? And how do you explain the accuracy of those hallucinations? It could have been a mere coincidence. Is this story of the murderous donor flowing from reality? Or is it just another bloody lie?
We'll tell you whether this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, the cemetery is the setting for the unexplained on the ongoing Back for Fiction.
Observe the tools of the trade. That is, if the trade happens to be carving headstones and gravestones. It's an honorable craft because it honors the memory of the dearly departed. It is with these tools that Marochenko has carved headstones for the past 4 decades. And although he's proud of his dignity and provided hundreds of families, he's getting ready to retire and take a well-deserved rest from the game.
Is there a problem?
His next job is about to prevent any immediate plans for how to spend that precious piece.
I've been a stonecutter for almost 40 years, and I took great pride in what I did. I approached each tombstone as a work of art. I always tried to satisfy the wishes of my clients. But you meet all kinds of people in this business, and well, some of them just don't appreciate my craftsmanship. Find something you like, Mrs. Richards?
Yes,
Is
I
there a
believe I
problem?
have. It's exactly what my poor dog would want. Something simple, tasteful, nothing ostentatious.
I looked at her choice. It was simple, all right. Well, if I may suggest, perhaps a marble or granite will hold up much better than the cement stone you chose.
And how much more money would that be?
It's about twice the price of her bedside stone.
I think we'll stay with cement. My husband wanted a very simple funeral headstone, and I want to honor his wishes.
All right. And, how would you like that engraved?
You talking about the letter?
Yes, all of the colors.
Well, this isn't about what I want. This is about what
Is there a
my
problem?
husband wanted. Just his name and date of birth and nothing more.
All right.
The funeral's in 5 days, and Mr. Dunbar from the Sunny Hill Cemetery will be coming by for proof work. Thank you for everything, especially in this trying time. Thank you.
I had learned over the years not to try and figure out why people pick the stones they do. And Mrs. Richards seemed to know exactly what she wanted. That's why I was so surprised by what that was.
You are Lord Kendall?
Yes, I'm Mother Franklin. Can I help you? I'm here to see about Mr. Richards' tombstone. It seems I'm a bit late. You must be Mr. Dunbar from Sunny Hill. Yes, I'm from Sunny Hill. I'm sorry, but this just won't do. It won't do at all. But it's exactly what Mrs. Richards wanted. She said something simple. A change of heart. We're going to pay you for all the work you've completed
Is
already.
there a problem?
I decided on a more elaborate part. I don't understand. She was so certain. Woman's prerogative to change her mind. She's prepared to pay a lot of money for a much better tombstone. Something more befitting her late spouse. I didn't really understand what made Mrs. Richards change her plans. But like I said, I never tried to figure out one.
Backyards are awesome. That's why Scott's Miracle Grow want to get you to dance in the lawn garden of your dreams. Text me now, and I'll tell you how to enter.
For all of us,
those who weren't born yesterday, there's consumer cellular premium wireless with exceptional value. Enjoy talk, text, and data for only $20 a month. US-based customer service that's been ranked #1 by J.D. Power 9 times in a row, and flexible plans that you can change anytime. Consumer Cellular is also an approved ERP provider, so members get exclusive discounts. Discover wireless that gives you everything you need for less. Switch to Consumer Cellular today. Call, go online, or find us at Target.
Mr. Dunbar wanted everything to be flat, and he spared no expense. When it was completed, he was the happiest man I ever saw, and was gracious with his praise. He even added a generous bonus.
Meow. He's a little man now. I agree.
I went to the gravesite the day of the funeral, anxious to unveil my work.
Is there
It was one of the finest monuments I ever did. I thought it strange that Mr. Dunbar wasn't present, but the burial proceeded on schedule. I couldn't wait to see Mrs. Richards in action.
I agree, girl.
As the crowd moved on, Mrs. Richards seemed to be speechless. I was very moved. This was one of those moments that makes my work worthwhile. The family expresses their personal thanks.
What have you done? This is the headstone I ordered.
This is it. I was instructed by your representative to do this, Mr. Dunbar. He said you had to change your part.
You authorized this?
No. I'm Nathan Dunbar. I ignored any of this.
Is there a problem?
Dunbar came to my studio 3 days ago. He authorized the work. Hey, that's there. That's the man that ordered the system. That's Mr. Dunbar.
That's my dead husband, you idiot. What are you trying to pull?
The signature on the contract for the blue stone turned out to be not Nathan Dunbar, but John L. Richards, the dead man. It was examined by a handwriting expert and found to be authentic. The contract was predated 3 days prior to his death. Mrs. Richards had no choice but to pay me the full price of the stone, $48,000. I guess I mentioned it before. I never cut a bigger bonus.
Did John L. Richards hire a lookalike to carry out his final instructions? Or did he have a twin brother?
Is there a problem?
Then signed the contract. Remember, it was authenticated by a hand. Maybe it was a ghost of John L. Richards who showed up to defy the wishes of his loveless wife. You think this mysterious tale of the grave marker a fleeting lie?
We'll tell you whether this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, a single mother is visited by a midnight vision on Beyond Belief. Fact or fiction?
The fine art of sewing by hand. Once a necessity, now an example of the highest quality work. You see a label that reads, hand sewn, to ensure that care and craftsmanship in the final product. Many people sew at home, comfortable with knowing that their gifts will be handed down to future generations. That way, they maintain a presence in the lives of their families long after they've passed on. Olivia Schwab's mother was an expert in sewing. She passed the skills down to her daughter.
Is there a problem?
But now, unlike the strong stitches that hold together her mother's work, Olivia's life has begun to unravel.
This is what it was like on one of the saddest days of my life. I've been forced to buy the house I had lived in since I was a little girl. As I stood there, all the happy memories washed over me, only to be dashed against reality. I was a single mother with no job, so it was beautiful. My husband Tim was sick almost a year. He sold everything to pay the medical bills. Things were hard for a long time. After he died, I moved to a small apartment, the only place I could afford. I didn't want my daughter to see it, but I was losing all hope. I can't sleep, Mommy. Can I sleep with you tonight?
Is there a problem?
You know, I used to love to climb into my mother's bed too. Sometimes she'd be reading for some yes. Did she ever catch it? I never looked at her. But I think she enjoyed having me there. Just like I enjoy you. Sometimes she'd tell me stories about the family. We talk. Or just snuggle up. Just like we do. That's right. Just like we do.
Is there a problem?
I can't believe that. You showed me shit. I don't know. I'm so excited. Do you think we'll be ready?
Let me know. I can get it for you.
Just like in life. A stitch at a time saves 9.
I love the colors you chose. We'll surround you both with one. I hope you should have given it.
Yeah, eat them all up all at once. Not have any for the rest of the month.
Is there a
She's like, I don't care right now until that happens later in a month. And then I'm like, fuck, I should have saved some.
Go, Mr. Forrest. You've done a beautiful job. I can see you that well. I'll finish it alone now. After all, it's my gift.
Track down your runaway. Hellman was hiding.
What's the matter, kitty cat?
We chatted. Think sooner or later the engram will completely consume me. The process can't be stopped.
A surprisingly deterministic conclusion for a man of science.
At the very least, I got my hands on the relic schematics. Got
It's
detailed
okay, silly
information about its
kitty.
inner workings.
Pressure ain't gonna hurt a
Project
Maya.
tech documentation.
All useful. Even more so given that Hellman
I
is
see a
still...
kitty.
I will contact him and explain that one does not leave Arasaka by the back door.
She's like, I don't know that for sure. She could be thinking about trying to eat me for all I know. Huh, Maya?
Is there a problem? Is there a problem?
Managed to make contact with Alt Cunningham.
The Cunningham.
The very same who invented Soul Killer. Using her modified version now.
That should be more than useful.
That's about the extent of what we've got. What now?
Fix it right away. You can avoid doing new work. Oh.
Let us meet in person.
Looks like there's more
At
than
Embers in the city center. It is discreet. Just remember one thing. From now on, we both must exercise extreme caution. Well, that's my job done.
Know what?
What?
Think I'd rather had a wave of soccer bits marching here.
These are stock certificates. I need to grab some Hawaii.
Let's get out of here.
Please put the table in the dining room, lengthwise, the way it used to be. And so it's moving day again. But this time I'm moving back.
Don't tell me that proxy got to you.
Fuck you.
You're not slick,
Come on,
Lola.
think about it.
Like, sure I am.
Monica was living in a world that was completely safe for her. What's she got on her hands now? A farm
Dealing
a
with
homicidal
Miss
brother.
Perfect Maya this time.
Why is she sent a proxy?
He's like, I wasn't doing anything. I was just
She's
checking
shooting
on her.
herself more than we all.
Well, hand in hand with her mother. You knew exactly how carefully it was sewn together.
What? Did you say clink?
Sometime before the wedding. Or,
Sound of her
as
attaching
Callie
her
believes,
leash.
did Grandma's spirit come back in the middle of the night and plant the money that defined their tiny name? Is this story a prophetic dream stitched together by the threads of truth? Or is it merely a crazy quilt of lies?
We'll tell you whether this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, a wounded soldier is surrounded by the ghosts of war on Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
In the military, they call it the uniform of the day. It's the order of what to wear that goes out to your commanding officer. Millions of Americans proudly wore a version of this uniform for the various armed forces. For some, caught in the nightmare of battle, it's the last clothing they'll ever wear. Kevin Yablonsky is one of the lucky
I
ones
heard
that
something. I thought it was a
severe
cat sitting there looking
injuries,
around
constant
for a
medication.
fucking cat. Crying.
Kevin's alive. He has survived a situation that would mark for certain death. The amazing tale of how he survived. That's what I think stories are.
Hey, what's going on?
Alright, what's up?
I just see who's cool to come over.
Yeah. Not doing much.
Okay, well, I ain't doing much either.
Yet no more was showing no sign of it. I've been assigned to working at the base
Alright.
for the last
You maybe can watch the wrestling.
If there's any new episodes.
Of what?
I said I'll look and see if there's new episodes. Yeah, I think there's a Monday night one.
Okay.
I'll look at them. For some reason, I was especially.
Alright. Still with me?
Yeah, I'm waiting for my Xbox to turn on.
Why do you think we got some, we didn't see some episodes? Have we seen all the episodes yet?
I don't know. I'm waiting to find out. My Xbox never takes this long to turn on. Fuck. That took a really long time.
Oh, my, how bad?
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, there's a new episode.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, on Raw.
Oh, Raw?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll be over in a minute.
Alright, bye. I gotta take a shit. Come on, Crash, you gotta go to the room. Come on, Crash. Go eat. I ain't buying no burritos. What the fuck's wrong with that situation?
Huh?
Did I ain't buying no burritos for this month?
What?